Guys, I'm tired. I shouldn't have stayed up as late as I did. It's up to like 1:30.
Okay, anyway. We're coming back to Captain Britain character collections. Wait. Nope. Redo that. We're coming back to Captain Britain in character collections Captain Britain.
How come the book is extended? Like, you didn't lift. How come the book is, like, extended?
It's fine, it's fine. They don't know the difference.
Mr. Fantastic? Good intro.
Oh, and before I forget, last episode I said Jamie Braddock was Brian and Betsy's younger brother. I meant to say he was their older brother, but I missed it in editing. So, we're gonna move on.
I didn't even catch it.
No, you didn't.
I don't catch anything.
No,
I have good reflexes, though.
Nothing goes over my head. My reflexes are too fast.
Yeah, spider sense.
Sure.
I do.
Alright,
I'm
so
Spider-Man for real.
stop saying that.
Ah.
I'm gonna put this down. Can I get, actually, bring over the prop.
Wait, that's what we named it.
Because we are going to need prop the prop.
What does it say?
It says prop the prop.
Oh yeah, I forgot.
I also think I need, like, I had,
How come
like,
Prop gets my seat?
huh?
How come Prop gets my seat?
Because he's cooler than you.
I don't think so.
In this issue, we pick up in a bank with Brian that just so happens to be in the middle of a robbery.
Uh-oh.
Brian, who, I remind you, is supposed to be super smart, goes up to the robbers with automatic weapons and tries to de-escalate. Obviously, this doesn't go well, and Brian ends up getting hit over the head with a gun. Then the cops arrive just as Brian regains consciousness. The cops manage to draw the attention of the people in front of the bank, which gives Brian time to transform into Captain Britain. And I'm just going to point this out right now. Brian says he doesn't even know if he wants to be Captain Britain.
Why doesn't he want to be Captain Britain?
Huh?
Why does he want to be Captain Britain?
Huh?
Why does he want to be Captain Britain?
Huh?
Why does he want to be Captain Britain?
I can't hear you.
Why doesn't he want to be Captain Britain?
We don't know. He just says it. I'm gonna bring that up now because we're gonna come back to it later. In probably about episode 100 or so, when we get
We're
to
doing 100 episodes?
Krakoa.
We're doing 100 of these episodes?
I don't know. Just making that number up. There's quite a lot. It's very thick.
That's what she said.
Gregory.
And just not even the dirtiest joke I made this morning.
Then Captain Brown.
Captain Brown. Captain Brown begins fighting. Now I wish I was one reading that.
Britain. Then Captain Britain begins fighting the robbers. Then he throws his weapon away for no reason again, just like he did in the last episode.
Mm-hmm. Random bullshit go.
I think he just likes throwing his weapon away. I think he likes feeling powerless. Then, like the next panel, he has it again. No reason. He just like they don't explain it. He throws it away, and the next thing you know, he's got it. So then he resumes fighting. Later, Brian meets the chief inspector, Di Thomas, who is your typical I hate superheroes police guy. Then, Brian heads to a pub where we meet for the first time Courtney Ross. Then the issue turns to a man getting a newspaper who teases the next villain, Hurricane.
Oh, I'm not Courtney Ross.
You're not Courtney
Hey,
Ross.
yo, my name's Greg.
Hold on. Ooh. Oh my god, the zoom is so useful.
What? What are you zooming into?
Oh, I can stand up straight and just zoom in on you.
Yeah.
I didn't think of that. Okay, move on.
So I want to stop momentarily because Courtney Ross come like more important later on. Courtney Ross is the love interest for Brian prior to Megan. What's the last name? What's Megan's last name? Brian Braddock prior to Megan.
Penashino, something like that?
Penashino. Penashino's weird last name. So when Megan in this picture, then like Courtney moves to a supportive friend role. Not that quite that easy. This book will become a multiversal story. Where Courtney Ross. Does Courtney Ross have any like relation to Betty Ross or
No.
Ross? You sure?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Well, Courtney Ross will become one of the most important characters because of their variants. Who's the variants? I'll save that for the rest of the story later. Oh, this is weird.
Before issue 4, we have to do a protagonist antagonist course.
Tropical freeze, dum dum. I know I made those.
No, you dum bring gum. Sorry, had to do that real quick. But we got to do like a bit with this, right?
Alright.
Okay, so before we get into issue 4, let's go over the protagonists and antagonists. So I brought back Prop the Prop. And we have to have an answer for that. Jesus Christ, Siri. And so we have for protagonists. Gregory, you want to actually hold the board for me? Like, you're so good at that.
I am.
You want to get it like actually in camera? Yeah, that's great. Protagonists, we have Captain Britain / Brian Braddock. For antagonists, we have bank robbers.
Okay.
And
it's all lineup, for real.
Another protagonist is Courtney Ross.
Sister of Betty Ross.
No, they're not related. And then for, I don't know if they're really antagonist or protagonist. I'm gonna put them kind of off to the side. They're mixed. They're their own breed.
Antagonist.
Di Thomas. Put it down now. When this
I don't
issue
want to talk like this.
No! Back in the Guggy hole. When this issue starts, we learn that Brian has been Captain Britain for only a month while training in the school's gym. Then his romantic rival and bully, Jacko.
Oh, you need the prop.
I need you and the prop.
Oh, you mean the prop? I thought I replied, my friend.
Then his romantic rival and bully. Then.
Ooh, Andrew said a bad word.
Stop it.
Andrew says fudge.
I did not. I said fudge.
You said fudge.
I said fudge. I don't know what you're talking about.
I'm gonna tell on you.
Shut up, Gregory, so I can get this done.
Joking, stitches and nothing ditches. Eltnark.
Then his romantic rival and bully, Jacko.
Dun.
Bursts into the gym, nearly finding out that Brian is Captain Britain. Brian then storms out of the gym, where he meets up with Courtney Ross, who asks him out for breakfast.
Jackie boy.
Then, you can put the prop down. They're about to go to breakfast when Hurricane, actually bring it back.
So tired of my arms.
When Hurricane...
Wait, you can't see the whole thing.
When Hurricane bullets onto campus, Brian runs into the battle zone and transforms. No, I need you.
What do you mean?
Brian runs into the battle zone and transforms into Captain Britain. The two battle it out before Hurricane gains the upper hand and sends Captain Britain plummeting into the ground. Then Hurricane flies off. I just want to let you guys know, because these recaps sound very short. It's because they are short. They're like 5 pages. They're 5 pages.
5 pages short.
This issue starts with the last one left off. Captain Britain is on the ground unconscious. He wakes up just in time to save Courtney Ross from a falling building. Then we see Hurricane in his hideout plotting. Okay, now back to the campus where Captain Britain is talking to Courtney Ross when Di Thomas and his assistant Kate Fraser.
Is that anything to the show, Fraser?
No.
You sure?
Di Thomas starts berating Captain Britain before Dr. Neil Mackenzie stands up for him. Brian is worried to talk around Dr. Mackenzie because he's Brian's professor. Captain Britain slips away as Di and Neil are fighting. Kate Fraser is the only one who notices and decides not to tell Di for no reason. Then Brian comes back and talks to a man who photographed the fight. Peter Parker. Brian comes back and talks to a man who photographed the fight. We learn that Hurricane's suit is radioactive.
Dun dun dun.
No. Brian uses Neil Mackenzie's lab to find a way to follow Hurricane's radioactive trail. The issue ends with Captain Britain pouncing on Hurricane.
Alright, this is where we're going to have to end it, because I don't want this episode to be dragging on too long. Next episode covers the rest of this arc, and the introduction of Betsy Braddock. Alright, like, share, and subscribe to spread our videos out to new people. Make sure you comment which Braddock is your favorite, or which host is your favorite. I think it's obviously me. I got the charm, the charisma, the Riz.
Yeah, his charisma is definitely -3.
W-Riz. I'm W-Riz.
I don't know what Riz means. God, I feel icky saying it. It feels like an icky word.